Okay, we have one last song that we're going to play for you, and it's entitled "The Seal Lullaby." It's by Eric Whitacre. If any of you guys are familiar, Eric Whitacre is a composer who does. He's famous mainly for his choir work. He writes music for choir, and he did this really cool project called the Virtual Choir. So he filmed himself conducting one of his pieces, and then put that up on YouTube with a piano accompaniment, and singers from all around the world recorded themselves with a video camera, most of them just from a laptop, singing their part to this beautiful choir song, and then they uploaded it to YouTube. And they mixed it all together into this one choir work, and it's like 1,700 singers from across the world, 58 different countries, who have never met, never been in the same place at the same time, but their music all comes together. It's a really cool thing. If you just go to YouTube and type in virtual choir, you'll find it. It's a little background on Eric Whitacre. And if I could, just for a moment, I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the song so that you really understand. The song it's really special, and it means a lot, kind of to me and to us, and I think that for us all to experience together, and for you to experience it in the way we'd like you to, just want you to understand it. So it's a choir work originally based on a Rudyard Kipling poem, the author of The Jungle Book, and it's called The Seal Lullaby, and I'm going to read it to you right now, if I find it. So it says, "Oh, hush, my baby, the night is behind us, and black are the waters that sparkled so green. The moon over the combers looks downward to find us, at rest in the hollows that rustle between. Where billow meets billow, then soft be thy pillow. O weary wee flipperling, curl at thy ease. The storm shall not wake thee, nor shark overtake thee, asleep in the arms of the slow swinging sea." So we talked about this a lot and what this means with the high school band, because we really want to have an intention that we put out. And what we came up with as we kind of picked that poem apart was the feeling of peace, the feeling that comes from home, and the feeling that comes from when you have a hard time in your life or whatever, and then you come to peace, you come home, whatever that is. So we all have an idea of what home is. It could mean like literally at home with your family. It could mean your favorite trail or your favorite ski run where you really just feel at peace. And I think this poem takes the narrative from a mother seal to a baby seal singing about the sea. That's home for the seal. And then there's one other part. If you keep that in your head as you listen, and then you keep this idea of a wave. So a lot of us have probably been in the ocean, and a lot of us have probably been in the ocean and been just pummeled by a wave, right? Where you're surfing, whatever, you wipe out, and boom, the wave just crashes over you. What are you thinking about in that moment when the wave is just crashing over you? Nothing but that instant, right? It's all the wave, it's all chaos, all you hear around you is just, that's it, that's everything, that's your whole existence. And then what happens to the wave in just a few seconds? It goes down to nothing but like the peaceful foam. So we are hoping that we can make the connection from that to our lives, and anytime we have a hard time in our life, that there's a wave, there's a crash, oh no, that's the only thing that exists, but if we're patient enough, it always subsides. And if you keep those two things in your head as you listen to this song, you'll really truly understand it and have the experience that we all want to have together. This isn't about us playing it and you listening, it's hopefully about us all experiencing that together. So I want to ask that, just kind of out of respect for everyone around you, if we can really remain still, make sure our phones are off, we're not using our phones, we're not distracted. I know what happens when we listen to beautiful music. Oftentimes it happens to me too. You hear the beginning and you think, how pretty this is. And then about 20 seconds later, sometimes, okay, so I have that meeting tomorrow, I gotta pick up my kid from basketball at 3:30, or whatever, right? Our minds start to go. If we can keep those things in our head and just be present for this, you'll experience everything that Eric Whitacre and that hopefully we have to say about it. And I thought it's a really beautiful piece, and you're gonna hear the waves in the music, you're gonna hear that tension and that release, and just breathe in, breathe out, experience it, and we would like to leave this as our farewell to this auditorium space.
Entonces voy a tratar de decir lo que dijo más simple. fue escrita por Eric Whitaker. Originalmente es una canción para el coro y la sacó él la idea de un poeta que se llama Ryan Kipling, que escribió el libro de la jungla o selva, algo así se llama. Y solo queremos que en esta canción pongan mucha atención porque trates de escuchar como las olas que sientes en la canción porque estás pensando de el CEO, la foca, así se dice, no sé. Y así como queremos que si pueden apagar sus teléfonos, tener respeto y ponerle mucha atención a esta canción porque tiene muchos sentimientos para nosotros porque para los seniors fue una canción que tocamos de su primer año en la high school y ahora va a ser como una de las últimas canciones que vamos a tocar. Entonces si pueden tener un momento de silencio y poner mucha atención, se lo agradeceríamos. Gracias.
Alright, so breathe in, breathe out. Just be here for right now. It's going to be 3 minutes. Just experience it. Think about the feeling of turmoil and what that feels like, where it only exists, and then it calms, and think about home. Enjoy. Hey, can we hear it one more time for all of our Basalt band students?